The time is almost here for the heroes to rise. The other day, the SEC had to hand over those emails. The time is near for an explosion the likes of which you have never seen. Generational wealth. Are you ready for it? There's a lot that comes with that. The entirety of the world will change if we have our moment. Everything will change. The old system is on fire, it's collapsing. Let it collapse. It's our time. But I understand a lot of people, they don't want to let go of that old antiquated system. They have taken comfort in it. They grew up in it. But that ship is sinking. It's time to reach out for the new. What you do with that wealth, if it does come, it's not financial advice. What you do with that wealth is up to you. But the time is near. We can change the world forever. If ever there was a time, if ever there was a chance, it would be now. Imagine us putting our own politicians in office. Would change the system forever. Imagine us putting our own presidents in office. You think it can't happen? Look at what the World Economic Forum did. Look at where they began. Just because a lot of people perceive them as an enemy doesn't mean they didn't have a good strategy. They put presidents in office. They put politicians in office, CEOs in office. It took time. Well, you have to plan like that over time. We can do the same. It's a war. We have to be willing to fight the war. Do you want to win or not? It's going to take time. But what is our aim? If their aim is to enslave everybody, and I'm not saying that it is, but a lot of people believe that, then what is our aim? Our aim is freedom. Free the people. Free the people. The people have been held down for so long. It's time to free the people. We can succeed where others have failed. From the top to the bottom, from the suburbs to the ghettos to the barrios, we can free the people. You see, the freedom isn't just physical. No, freedom is mental. Mental. They have conditioned the people since they were youth. Conditioned them in the so-called schools. Conditioned them on watching TV. I know, I lived through it myself. They make you worship material things that are meaningless. They don't teach you how to build a business in school. The educational system is absolutely terrible around the world by design. They make the people into robots. Convince you to be shackled to a system that does not allow your light to shine. And I don't know about you, but I'm all about shining. You know, when I was younger, and even sometimes now, I sit on the porch and I look at the sun. And you see how brilliant it shines. It gives to everything and it takes nothing to itself. I said to myself, I want to be like that. You know what? I want to shine brighter than the sun. But when you're young, you see a cloud of darkness come over you, brought by the world. The world that they propped up before us. The world that they controlled. The so-called leaders of the world, the corporations and such. And I'm not asking you to agree with me, but that darkness comes over one. There's an old ancient saying, Sator repo tenet operas rotas. It was once interpreted to mean, and it has many interpretations. One of those interpretations was that the farmer pushes his wheel every day. The farmer pushes his wheel every day. You see, true farmers are free. If they work hard, sweat of their own brow, they're able to eat, provide for their families. They build, they problem solve, Their destiny is their own. It's a metaphor, right? The farmer's a metaphor. We're all farmers, but we have not been allowed to do what it is that we are made to do, to explore, to build, to innovate. Been held into a box and told all you can do is get a house, a car. This is the science that we go by. As an example, like earth science, they push earth science and chemistry, things like that in the school systems, when really they should be talking about quantum mechanics and energy. They don't even allow the youth to get onto things like that, quantum mechanics and energy, when they're still showing and using these physical little balls when they're explaining atoms. Why? Atoms are vibrations of energy. Why are they still? And so it warps the mind. It confuses the mind. When atoms are 99.9% empty space. What is that? What are these fluctuations? What are these vibrations? What are these energies? Can we get some more brilliant minds in on this? Those brilliant minds will come from the youth, but the youth can't, because they're side railed with all this other information that has nothing to do with what could actually move humanity forward in understanding existence itself, understanding consciousness itself. So once again, shackled. The minds shackled. The minds enslaved. You're asking yourself, well, what does all of this have to do with XRP, XLM algorithm? The wealth is the key to a door. A door. And when you use that key and you walk through it, now you can be free just on your own, or you have the opportunity to free everyone else. It's just like that scene in the Matrix where Neo can destroy the Matrix and free the entirety of humanity, or he can go through the other door and just have Trinity, which is the selfish choice. But it obviously that's not optimal result. But those choices will exist. That's why this is important. A pivotal moment in history, more important than most will ever comprehend. When you have wealth, you have power. You can buy land. You can buy, you can do lobbying. You don't want to be in control of your destiny. You don't want to be in control. Because if you're not, someone else will be. And there's no telling what their agenda is going to be. But you can do that. You can buy the movie studios. You can buy the music studios. And you can begin to free the people. You don't have to use them as control mechanism. Let creativity thrive again. There can be that. There's the possibility. There's the chance. It's just a matter of whether the people want to take the chance or not. I wonder sometimes how many warriors are still out there, willing to fight a war, willing to go the extra distance. Or do you just want to eat the steak that the Matrix provides you? Buy that Lamborghini, buy the mansion and such. Still in the Matrix. You still have all the control mechanisms. You're still not free. So it says here, following the news of Ripple XRP getting access to the Hinman speech documents, there is speculation of XRP price jump. In the latest, the SEC has filed this memorandum in opposition to the Ripple defendants' motion for summary judgment. It was revealed earlier that the SEC has finally handed over the Hinman documents. This means Ripple now has evidence, including internal SEC emails and drafts of former SEC Director Hinman's 2018 speech. They have what they need now to win. That's what I take from that. They better not mess it up. They're going to get one chance, one shot, one chance to bring down the giant. You know, I used to love that story when I was little. What was the story? It's about a guy and a giant, but I can't remember the name of the story. Well, anyway, there's a little guy and there's a big giant that's a part of an army, and everybody fears this giant. But the little guy takes like a sling with a rock in it, and he spins it up and he flings it and drops the giant. I like that story What was it called? Wait, it's coming back to me. Like David and Goliath. There you go. David and Goliath. I like that story. That's where we are right now. One shot, one chance. Come on, Ripple. The future is literally in our hands. You know what's on the line. Don't mess this up. I think you can do it. Let's bring home the victory. And then the future is open. But generational wealth is the only way you can build libraries in these different places and build educational systems in different places where they can get access to something that helps them thrive and build their own businesses, like distributed ledger technologies, so they can make their own way if they don't want to go through a college system. You know, alternative pathways in life where they can still be wildly successful or creative. Let them have their ideas put out there. I mean, there's so much, but it can only be done with generational wealth. So I feel that way. Like I feel, I don't know. I just feel so compelled, man. All my life, I felt like a warrior that was out of place. I felt like that. And, you know, I think my father saw that in me. My father was a warrior. Main XRP ambassador in Latin America doubles user base in 1 year. Details. Among other things, BitSo is the largest Ripple partner in the region due to its use of on-demand liquidity. XRP takes up 67% of BitSo's total trading volume. So I want everyone to do good. I want them to rise. I want them to take over. I want to see them living well. I want to see them develop in the mind, set themselves free mentally. That's my interest here. That's how I feel. I want to see them healthy, you know, accessing whatever they need to be healthy. Okay? I want to see them live long. It says XRP is gaining volume in Japan as well. In addition to Latin America, Japan has seen large volumes of XRP trading. XRP is going to explode. This is pretty much written. It's written in the stones already. I can just see it coming. You know, this how, of course, I have to say it's not financial advice. And also I have to say, like, it doesn't matter to me whether anybody buys XRP or not. It doesn't matter. The banks are taking over. These large corporations and governments are going to take over. It looks like they're going to buy everything. I think they're going to do the same thing with XLM. I'm just telling you. I think all the bank coins, actually, they're going to buy everything. They're going to take it over. They don't want retail having these things. They don't. And of course, a few are going to come by way of generational wealth, but I think they're going to cut that off at the knees. I don't think after this, these wise ones receive their generational wealth, I don't think there's going to be opportunity after that. I don't. This is it. This is it. That's how I see it. Don't let that move you this way or that, okay? I want you to have your own thoughts. That keeps things fun and interesting in the world. If we all thought the same, it'd be boring. I think we have the minds, the spirit, the power to change the world forever. That's how I feel. I believe we are that generation everybody's been waiting for. Just my humble opinion. And this doesn't mean that you have to do those things. You don't have to build some schools or build libraries and such. You don't have to do that. You living well is good enough. That's how I feel. Like you know what's best for you. You know what's best for you. I'm just sharing my thoughts. You get what I'm saying? But I'm not sharing my thoughts to persuade anybody. I think these things are inevitable. They're going to happen. This is cause and effect. But I believe we are the generation that everyone has been waiting for. If we get this chance, this opportunity, I think we can do a lot of good, and we're going to change the world forever. Some of us are going to open banks, or we're going to have alternate systems. We're going to lobby everywhere possible to change things for the better and free the minds of the people. That way they can have an opportunity to be what it is they wanted to be. So many people out there, they wanted to thrive in art, but they didn't get the opportunity. They wanted to be astrophysicists, but they didn't get the opportunity. Well, we can build some of those pathways for the people to be able to do that, hopefully. And it's up to them. Like I said, we're just going to lay the stuff on the table, build the infrastructures and such like that. And then they get the choice. I mean, this is a possibility. There's no guarantees in any of it, of course. You know, little children, some of them are great at building So maybe they get an opportunity to not just be a construction worker, but maybe they get an opportunity to run their own construction business. Maybe they get taught at an early age how to do that. Somebody can spot that and say, okay, well, this youth is good at this or that. Okay, so now let's at least put the opportunity in front of them where they can begin to develop those skills needed to open their own business, run their own business, manage finances better. Like, these are opportunities that really weren't going to occur before, because everyone before was going along with the legacy system and how they run things. And they don't really, the opportunities are not really there. So it's survival of the fittest, but it's very, everything's so much in a box. It's very closed off. It's very closed off. And if you're in certain environments, it can be quite difficult to find a pathway out, an upward trajectory. Well, maybe some of us might act to change that. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So now here, let's read this little tidbit here. It says Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and Elon Musk agree on one thing: the SEC shameful behavior. This is what I'm talking about. This is why a change has to happen. Everybody sees that it's not just the SEC. They're all corrupt. So why are we still going by and abiding by these systems? Because they have weapons? They're going to enforce everything with weaponry. Right? That's pretty much it. If they don't have the best way possible, why are they in charge? Why are they being allowed to be in charge? And the people have to shirk some of their cowardice. They don't have any courage to fight back. And there's a lot of different ways to fight back against certain systems and change them. But it takes time. You not only have to have the heart to fight, you have to have the will to go some rounds. You have to have willpower to go forward. It's more of a war of attrition. Who's going to last the longest? Who has the willpower to continue for decades to build, to learn, to move people into position? These are decades long games of chess. You have to be willing to play the game for decades to change anything. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to say this. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people will say, well, you can set yourself free mentally. You can set yourself free spiritually. So you have like people that concentrate more on consciousness and such like that. And you have people that concentrate more on spirituality, right? So that's why I said those two different categories. Then you have people that say you can set yourself free through religion. So you have those three categories. Those are three of the main categories at this particular time. But then that leaves behind the people. That leaves out the people. And I know some people might say, well, they're not worthy. No, there's some worthy people amongst them. That leaves out the people that are just getting crushed by life, and they're not a part of any of those groups. They haven't even had the opportunity or time to stop suffering for a moment to tread that path. So, and I'm not saying for everybody to worry about those people, but some individuals like myself, we may want to reach out and not leave those people behind. Because there are a few worthy ones. Not everybody's worthy, but there's a few worthy ones out there worth reaching out to and grabbing out of the fire. So, yes, the system is corrupt as a whole. That's why you see so many people feeling the pressure from it. There's a reason why everybody's been a little bit more tense. And I'll say this definitely about certain article writers and content creators. You've seen them more tense. They're going off, stuff like that, because the powers made them feel it. I'm telling you now, they made them feel it. You get what I'm saying? And now they realize, oh, okay, I'm going to have to fight back. There's no other alternative. I better fight back. If you're going to punish me and you're going to, go against me, you're going to attack, I might as well fight back. That's why a lot of that is happening. The legacy system out of desperation is ramping up certain activities. I'll just leave that at that, right? Because I want to continue to do the channel here with you guys. But I think you understand what I'm trying to convey to you. So yes, their behavior is shameful. I mean, the fact that they're still able to be a regulatory body after this, just give everything to the CFTC, start a new organization. Why is that so difficult? It's not. It's not. I hope one day people stop putting these individuals up on a high pedestal. They've never worked a hard day in their life almost. Most of them are just sitting, they're just, they're just talking their entire lives. That's it, just talking. And then half of their thoughts are not their own. So they made a life and a career from just talking and not generating any new ideas. But they're praised for the things that come out of their mouth, even though those ideas are not their own. That makes no sense. So then the people behave as though they're bewildered by the ignorance of these individuals. But you shouldn't be bewildered because these individuals never had intelligence in the first place. They weren't taught to think. They were taught to regurgitate. So they sat in a classroom like everyone else and they had information stuffed in their head and told, now, can you repeat what I just said? And they do it. They became very good at repeating what was stuffed in their mind, what was forced upon them. Never formulating the capacity to come up with a thought of their own. So then they get into these high positions and the people hope and think that they're going to be able to do something to solve problems when they have never exhibited a problem-solving behavior. Never. But this already should have been observed and known. And the wise see, not with the eyes, with the mind. So we already knew this is what has been occurring, and this is why the systems have become corrupt, and this is why the systems have no answers, because they are filled with the ignorant who have pretended to be the wise. Let me say that again. The systems are filled with the ignorant who pretended to be the wise. You think because they put on a suit, get a fancy haircut, that they're wise? Absolutely not. There's a difference between sounding smart and being smart. There's a difference between sounding wise and being wise. Huge difference. So the systems as a whole have to be replaced. It's about who's going to replace them. The legacy system is acting now to replace everything so they can maintain control. But their grubby hands are going to infest everything from the new system like it always does. Now, there is an opportunity that will come, and this is what I've been talking about in this video, where we can take control of the systems. We're going to take the wealth from them, and then there's going to be an opportunity where we can dominate. It's just a matter of whether we want to do that or not. They know it. They just don't think we have the heart to do it. They've never fought before. They don't think anybody's going to fight them. Well, maybe they get a rude awakening this time around. Oh, this article here says, what to expect next in XRP lawsuit, lawyer drops hint. Let's take a little read of this here. The long-running XRP lawsuit between US SEC and Ripple is in the summary judgment phase. Ripple recently submitted their opposition to each other's. Why did they write that in that way? Ripple recently submitted their opposition to each other's motions. Okay, so they didn't write that correctly, but that's all right. For an early ruling under the seal. However, the XRP holder's lawyer has suggested what might happen next in the crucial case. SEC riddled in XRP lawsuit. John Deaton, amicus curiae in the XRP lawsuit, has dropped a major hint over court's ruling. He stated that he hasn't read the SEC's opposition to Ripple's motion of summary judgment. Yet as it has been filed yet. I think the writer of this is a little tired. Let's continue on. I needed a good laugh. However, based on Ripple's motion and knowing what other amicus will present, XRP lawyer believes that the SEC won't be granted a judgment at all. However, there might be a situation where the judge might ask a jury to decide the facts in the XRP lawsuit. I think that would be favorable to us. Defendants in the motion mentioned that the SEC's narrative of the launch of XRP and XRP Ledger is riddled with mistakes and omissions. It's completely corrupt. We know why. We have the him in emails. They're about to get body bagged. They're about to get hurt badly. They're about to get crushed. We have the spear now. It's just a matter of what Ripple does with it. Like I said, Bring down the giant. It's time. They have become tyrannical. The energies of the people are behind you. Never was there a better time than now to do what needs to be done. Now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. Make the best of your life. Make the best of your time. You know your purpose. If you haven't, then you can find, if you don't know, you can find your purpose. Serve your purpose. Live well. Be healthy. Be strong of mind, strong of heart. You're going to need it. We all will. Plan things out. Be meticulous. Don't let things happen at random if you don't have to. Cause and effect. Be the cause. Then you will know the effects. I can't tell you what to do. I'm just putting this information out there. What you do with this is up to you. You are the hero you've been waiting for. I believe this generation is the heroes that everyone has been waiting for. This is the opportunity. This is the time period. Everything is aligning all at the same time. I don't believe in chance or randomness. Chance is but cause and effect unrecognized. It is time. So, now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.